All right, good day, students. We just finished a revision on quadratic graph. We need to move forward to another important topic under graphical solutions to problems, and that is trigonometric graph. As much as possible, like I said before, we have about 4 significant aspects of this graph that you need to lay emphasis on: your quadratic graph, your trigonometric graph, statistic graph, that is cumulative frequency or histogram, then your inequality graph. We will review trigonometric graph today. Inequality graph is something we have discussed before. We have also discussed trigonometric graph before. So with this, it is just a moment of refreshing our memory about what you need to know before you enter into the exam. There are 2 basic types of trigonometric graph from my end. We have one, the single function trigonometric graph, and the multiple function trigonometric graph. You remember I said an example of the first one, which is the single function, is y is equal to 2 sine x minus 1. The function here is sine x. Yes or no? Is there any other function there? So that's why I say it's a single function trigonometric graph. You could also have y is equal to 3 minus 4 cos 2x. The cos 2x here is the function there. Yes or no? Yes, and there's any other function, that means it makes it a single function. The second type is a multiple function. I call it multiple because it's more than 1. And you can have y is equal to 3 sine x plus 4 cos x. How many functions do we have here? 2. And it is the sine and the cos. You could also have y is equal to 5 cos 3x minus 4 sine 2x. These are examples of the 2 types of functions that you can have in the examples under trigonometry graph. I'll quickly take one significant example to call our attention to how to complete a table, run it into a graph, and also use the graph to answer questions within the next few minutes. Can we write this question? Copy and complete the table of values for y is equal to 1 minus 4 cos x. Copy and complete the table of values for y is equal to 1 minus 4 cos x. Y is equal to 1 minus 4 cos x. Then you can put this table, that's the table we want to complete. That's the table, and that's the A part of that question. The B part of the question. Using a scale of 2 centimeters to 30 degrees, using a scale of 2 centimeters to 30 degrees on the x-axis, using a scale of 2 centimeters to 30 degrees on the x-axis, and 2 centimeters to 1 unit on the y-axis, and 2 centimeters to 1 unit on the y-axis, comma, draw the graph of y is equal to 1 minus 4 cos x. Draw the graph of y is equal to 1 minus 4 cos x. See, use your graph to find, use your graph to 1, solve the equation 1 minus 4 cos x is equal to 0. Two, maximum value of y and corresponding value of x. Maximum value of y and corresponding value of x. 3, root of the equation 8 cos x plus 5 is equal to 0. 8 cos x plus 5 is equal to 0. Are we good? Yes, class, are we good? Yes, sir. Great. Okay, that settles that. Can we quickly complete this table? Yes. Any problem? Can we quickly complete this table so that we can now turn our table to graph? We are expected to complete that table. Y is equal to 1 minus 4 cos x is the equation. When x is 30, you substitute. Y should be 1 minus 4 cos 30. Cos 30 is the same thing as 0.8660. Is it? So 1 minus 4 into 0.8660. And what is that? 1 minus 3.464. And that will be minus what? This should be to 2 decimal places is what you are recording on your table, so minus 2.5. So I mean to 1 decimal place, sorry. To 1 decimal place is what you are recording, so it should be minus 2.5. Are we still together? Yes, what is informing us that it should be to 1 decimal place? The values that you have in the table before, they are given to you at 1 decimal place. So other values that you are bringing on board should be to a place of decimal. Am I communicating? Yes, sir. Great. The next one will be x is equal to 60. So you have y is equal to 1 minus 4 cos 60. Cos 60 should be 0.5. So this will be 1 minus 4 into 0.5. And that will be 1 minus 2. And that will be minus 1.0. So this will be minus 1.0. The next one is x is equal to 120, right? 120. You have y to be equal to 1 minus 4 cos 120. Cos 120 is in the second quadrant. It should be negative, and it's the same thing as cos 60, but it will be minus 0.5. So you have 1 minus 4 into minus 0.5. And this will be 1 plus 2, and that will be 3.0. The next one is 150. When x is equal to 150, y should be 1 minus 4 cos 150. Cos 150 is the same thing as cos 30, but it should be minus, so minus cos 30. And that will be 1 minus 4 into minus 0.8660. And that's 1 plus 3.464. And that is 4.4. 464, which is 4.5. Are we on the same page? Yes, sir. Great. X is equal to 180. Your y now will be 1 minus 4 cos 180. Cos 180. Okay, if cos 0 is 1, cos 90 will be 0, cos 180 will be minus 1. So 1 minus 4 into minus 1, this will be 1 plus 4, and that is 5.0. 240. When x is equal to 240, y should be equal to 1 minus 4 cos 240. Cos 240 will be theta minus 180. That's 240 minus 180. It will be in the third quadrant, where only tan is positive. So 240 minus 180, that's 60. So it should still be a negative value, yes or no? Yes. But it will be minus cos 60 now. 1 minus 4, that's minus 0.5. Is that confirmed? Yes, sir. That's 1 plus 2, and that's 3.0. And the last one is what? 270. X is equal to 270. If 180 gave us minus 1, 270 will be 0. So y is equal to 1 minus 4 cos 270. Cos 270 is 0. Confirmed? Yes, sir. Now our table is completed. We have completed that table. And now we can look at how to translate this table to what? Graph. Can I rub it off? Yes, sir. Class, are we on the same page? Can I rub it off? Yes, sir. Okay, now we need to turn this table to graph, so we must check our scale. I told you that will be our first place of call, but this time around, if you check the values of x, do you have negative values of x? Do you have negative values of x? No. No. So, the placement of your axis cannot be like this, class. The placement of your axis will never be like that. The placement of your axis will definitely not show negative values of x, because we don't have negative values of x. So you place your axis this way, moving y to one or extreme end of extreme left hand side, so that you can obviously tell your examiner that there is no negative value of what? Of x. Then I want to also assume that before you are placing your x-axis, you should have checked the maximum value of y, and I said that when we were dealing with quadratic graph, so that you can know where to place your your x-axis and place it correctly. You will not be doing the right thing so many times, so that you will not waste your precious time. What's the maximum value of y? 5. Okay, what's the scale? To 1 unit. So that means this is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5. As much as possible, my 5 should show. Then, the value you have on negative x-axis, y-axis, negative y-axis, yes. What are the values? Is it -3? So minus 2, minus 3. All right. On the x-axis, what's the scale? X-axis, 2 centimeters to 30 degrees. Okay? And we are going to 300, Shay? Yes, sir. I've also told my students sometimes ago that for one reason or the other, if your graph is not working this way, you should turn, if your graph is not working this way as y and x, if it is not containing, if you cannot accommodate the values of x this way, then you are free to turn your graph this way. While this becomes the y, and this now becomes the x-axis. Please, let's note that. It's also very important. Can we take the points now? 0 is minus 3.0. Okay. Yes. 30 is minus 2.5. Yes. 60 minus 1.0. I think we remember that we don't have to show these dotted lines. Yes? 90 is 1.0. Yes? 123.0. Yes? 154.5. Yes? 180 is 5.0. Yes? 210, 4.5. Yes? 240, 3.0. Yes? 270, 1.0. Yes? 300 minus 1.0. Great. I expect my students also to have replicated what I'm doing on the board on their own graph sheet. Are we on the same page? It is after you have done this and you have done it correctly, that is when I expect you to join your points together using your French curve or your free hand. If you have been practicing very well, you can take free hand with a smooth curve. Or your broom strand. This is what I expect your graph to look like as much as possible. I will try to remove my own dotted lines because they are not expected to be there. So you can see that I'm removing it. I just use those dotted lines to get my points, at least try to be accurate a little on a plain board. So that's why all these dotted lines should be removed. So you are not expected to do that because your graph has been ruled and it has been ruled perfectly. So you don't need these straight lines to get your points. And you can see I'm trying to remove mine. By now, you should be finishing your own graph. All right, we can move to answering questions now. Okay, fair enough. Then you are expected to put the name of this graph, y is equal to 1 minus 4 cos x. Students, you are also expected to put your scale on the graph. Yes or no? Yes, sir. These are important things that the examiner will need to see and check carefully. You also are expected to label your axis. Please label your axis. It's important, label your axis. Am I communicating? Great. Can we take the first question? Take it over.
Use your graph to solve the equation
1 minus 4 cos x is equal to 0. What is the equation of the graph? Y is equal to 1 minus 4 cos x. Right? Yes, this is what I said under quadratic graph. You can see now that the two equations are the same. If I remove this, what will I put there now? Y. So y, it implies that y is equal to 0. What is the line of y is equal to 0? X-axis, thank you. So this is the line of y is equal to 0. And it's saying that wherever the line of y is equal to 0 meets with the curve, you should tell us the value 1, 2. But before you tell your examiner the value, I hope you remember that I emphasize the place of breaking down what? The what? Scale. That person is there. The scale. So 2 centimeters to 30 degrees on the x-axis means 10 ohms is 30 degrees. And that means 1 ohm is 3 degrees. You are not reading this the way you read quadratic graph. You are reading x-axis as values of degrees now, not just ordinary units. So whatsoever you are writing out from the x-axis, they should carry what? Thank you. They should carry degree. That's a good one. Appreciate yourself this morning. Come on, powerfully. Do it for me. It's a good one. Whatsoever you are writing out as values from x-axis should carry degree as much as possible. All right. So can we please read this value out? Somebody? X is equal to 75 degrees and x is equal to 288. I'm hearing 288. I'm hearing x is equal to 285. Which one is correct? I don't know. Let's confirm who is correct. I told you ways of confirming your answer in the exam. Yes or no? Let's confirm now. In the exam, you will know that you are getting it. It is not a matter of, am I right or wrong? Please look here. Somebody is looking around. If you are looking around, tell your eyes, you will not be against my success. Because your eyes want to deceive you in here. Don't look round, look at me here. All right. As much as possible, how do we confirm our answers in the exam? You don't need the examiner. You become the examiner very fast. And you evaluate yourself and you get direction. And where there is need for manipulation, manipulate in the exam. Come on. Manipulate where? In the exam. I have told you how to do what? You are in control. When you are in control, your script, you are still in control. When your script is with you, you must be in control. As soon as the script leaves your hand, you are no longer in control. But when your script is with you, if you are intelligent, there are ways of manipulating this thing. And you are actually proving to your examiner you are intelligent and I'm still in control. So, if what we are dealing with says that 1 minus 4 cos x is equal to 0, is that not what we are dealing with? Yes. What is your x, the first value? Substitute. 1 minus 4 cos 75. If this is not equal to 0, something is wrong with that 75. Minus what? Minus 0.04. So this is a value that is obviously 0. Yes. All right. Can we try 1 minus 4 cos 285? Okay, minus 0.04. Can you try 288? Minus 0. That one is bigger than this now. Which one is closer to 0? 285. So a better answer in the exam should be what? 285. Which one is closer to 0? Minus 0.04 and minus 0.2. Which one is closer to 0? Which one is closer to 0? Thank you, minus 0.04. Abi, go on the scale now. Go on the scale of numbers. You don't even need one. Go on this, if this is 0, this is the negative side. Which one is closer to 0? This is minus 0.1, minus 0.2. Where will you put minus 0.04? Is it not almost here? It's almost landing on 0. Please, am I still communicating? Yes, sir. So it shows that your curve is what that is creating problem for you. If you want to get, if your own is landing on 288 and you want to turn it to 285, you know what to do? They are sleeping. You know what to do? Yes, sir. You know what to do? Yes, sir. You want to turn 288 to 285 in the exam, you know what to do? Yes, sir. I won't tell you again. I have told you that before. You know what to do? Yes, sir. Great. Please do that and convert it. If you ask me, I will convert it for you. Before you finish blinking your eye, I'm turning my 288 to 285. It is my curve that I will work on. It shows that your curve must have slipped away to the next 0 wrongly. To the next line wrongly. So bring it back. Who is in control? You are in control. Bring it what? Back. It is just only 1 0 difference. Is it not? Yes. Come on, bring it back. Let it pass through that 285. And you are still in control. All right. Am I communicating? Yes, sir. Great. So, can we move to the next question? Maximum value of y. Maximum value of y? This is obvious. Where is the maximum value of y here? Value of x? 180. So you tell them maximum value of y, max y, 5. Corresponding value of x, 180, but please let it be in
equation 8 cos x plus 5.
Root of the equation
8 cos
x plus 5 is equal to 0. This will be an opportunity to remind my students again. I've said this in the past, But I think I need to remind you, if you have any equation that look completely strange from the equation of the curve, you don't have to get destabilized. I've told you the code, but I will remind you. The code is the function. The code is what? Let your mind go and locate the function and tell yourself, how can I make the function the subject of? That is it. No matter how funny, how terrible, how nasty the new equation may look like, your strength should be, I want to locate the function. When you locate the function, make the function the subject of formula. So what is the function here? This is the function, right? And you know, you can see that it's the same function. So they can work together. And they should not give you any equation that has different functions. They will not work together. So as soon as you can locate the same function, I want to now make cos x the subject of the formula. That means 8 cos x should be equal to minus 5. Cos x here. Minus 5 over 8. I'll just go back to the original equation of the graph. Y is equal to 1 minus 4 cos x. And wherever I see cos x now, I'll put what? Minus 5 over 8. This will be equal to 1 minus 4 into minus 5 over 8. What's that? This 2. This will be 1 plus 2.5, which is 3.5. It means y is equal to 3.5. Class, are we on the same page? Yes, sir. Class, are we on the same page? Yes, sir. As soon as you can get this, your problem is solved. Locate 3.5 on y-axis. Then put your ruler, let it go, let there be a broken line that will go through the curve. With that, you write on that straight line, y is equal to 3.5. Let your examiner know that is the equation of that straight line. Wherever it meets with the curve, trace it back to x-axis. That's one. Wherever it meets with the curve, trace it back to x-axis. Yes, that's 2. And read these values out for me. Who is helping me this time around? Somebody is saying the answer to that is x is equal to 129 degrees and x is equal to 231. Somebody else is saying 234. Which one are we taking? Can we test? Can we test our answer now? Please, I hope we are still together. Yes, class, I hope we are still together. Yes, sir. Great. The equation is y is equal to 1 minus 4 cos x. But the answer we should get now for y should be what? 3 point. So whenever you substitute any value here, if your answer is not 3.5, you are not getting the right thing. So 1 minus 4 cos what now? 129. Somebody, this is in the exam. We are testing our answers in the exam. 3.5. Okay? Somebody? You see now? 3.5. So approximately this is what? To 1 decimal place is what? Can you see? Yes, sir. So if you know how to do this, you are telling yourself, come on, I'm getting full marks. Whatever anybody is saying here, this one, I'm getting the mark. Okay, can we test 231? 3.5. The same thing, 231? Yes, sir. So if your own is 234, you know what to do now? Yes, sir. Come on, you know what to do? Yes, shift the curve a little, just one hole. Just one hole. Shift the call. You have cleaner and you have pencil. What are you waiting for? You are in control. Shift the call. Come on. I guess I'm communicating.
Yes, sir.
Great. Any other thing, madam?
No, sir.
Okay. At that junction, I want to say on trigonometric graph, I've been able to at least take us through some fundamentals of how to complete the table, use your table to draw a graph, and at least use your graph to answer some basic questions. In the absence of questions, thank you for listening. God bless you.